So this is just gonna be another restart about that live streaming. Sorry I not have live audio, but now I have audio. I can tell you what is going on about all of these storms because there's very interesting threat all of these going on right now. That was a little redo, but this time for real because we need to still keep on all of these storms because this could be a good chance for much more than death for tornadoes because there's already been a good hook for all of these storms. So far on the satellite you can see a very good cell popping up. You can see a better look at it right now. You can see a very smoothing look at that. It's a very good detail on those little thunderstorm cells still going on right now, but we need to keep an eye on all of these threats for major tornadoes or like F2 and plus or much more damaged wind. That damaged wind is much more 10% more likely going in your area. We need to keep eye on all of these threats for all of these storms could be out nowhere because these storms could threat in the northeast. I mean, not northeast, the North Plains. That's what I mean. Not northeast, but the North Plains. That's what is going on right now. Because this is still going on, all of these threats for these tornadoes, because this could happen again for all of these threats for tornadoes, because this could be much more again a bigger tornado threat for the United States in the November, because this tornado threat could hit the most the area because there's a marginal risk. That's not unusual for November about it because it's really rarely happen right now because very interesting what is happening because this not unusual about all of these storms pop up nowhere and the threats all of these areas as well. And I will get the lightning, show you what is about the lightning threat because it's very interesting. Still a lot of lightning going on this satellite. That's what is happening during this tornado outbreak during November because it's very interesting because what is happening. That's why we need to keep an eye on all of these storms in case there's more on these threats for tornadoes. There's much more little storms on around over here. There's more likely a little bit storms up there, but there's a much bigger area, like in the Texas region. Around the Dallas, it's still almost over by the Dallas, but very soon, like springs and also some areas as well, like hot springs. That's where it is. Could be at the moderate risk for severe weather, but damage wind could be much bigger threat than a little bit of tornadoes, but there's still chance for that, for all of these things, because I will just get my WNX, show you what I mean about that for the program, the GRX, and let's tell me what is chance for all of these storms gonna be a big one. Let me just get it, show you what is happening all of these storms. Because this is very essentially by all of these storms could be out of nowhere. Because by this hawk see a very good enough tornadoes, but now slowly dissipating. But in this area is good enough for all of these cells could be good enough for lots of interesting threats for like tornadoes. For now, there's damaged wind, but there's lots of little areas have lots of hail spots. But some of them are a little bit tiny than others. But much more details about the damaged wind threat. That's why what is going on this area. There's some little reports about the funnel and also all of these areas to see it very happening because there's so much going on all of these storms. There could be much more severe risk and also a moderate risk for all of these threats. Just going on all of these days and nights could be very dangerous some areas. Because it's so quiet, but it's not going to be very quiet. Because very soon it will be a active area for all of these storms. Because it's so far, there's so much going on for right now. Because the cloud tops is very high right now. It's just at like 48.6 feet. That's why what is going on about that area. Because there's so much more to it than that. That's why we need to keep eye on all of these threats for any case there's more all of these coming your way, because there's much more in case will happen in that area. I think that's up is loading. Just loading. Just want to show it. Just want to show you how big this area is. It is. See, it's a little bit weakening, but only that little area. But it's the bigger area, the much you think there will be going on right now, but it's just happening during this live because just want to show you what is going on, and I will get some storm chaser to see what is going on right now. Just want to show you what is. There's still a couple of tornadoes and thunderstorms warnings out there, but it's not hit the main area, not yet. But I will just get the storm chaser area right now. Just I mean by that storm chasing area. To see what is happening going on right now with the let me just get it. Yeah, I will get it right now about what is going on. So far, it's just gonna be a little bit quiet, but look at this. There's lots of people live right now to get any good footage about all of these storms. But I know you get lots of audio, but I will get another all of these storms happening right now. But it is still out there for all of these storms because there's so much going on. They very soon this storm raised to the moderate area. That's why I'm here. Just let you know what is going on all of these storms because there's going on right now because there's so much more animation. That's why I'm over here to let you know what is happening. Because there was another area for a lot of footage still there, but we need to keep on this area a little bit longer to see what is going on. But it is still, there's a little bit newer, some thunderstorm warnings, just not much, not all of it. See, this one will eventually be the first beginning for all of these storms to will grow, and we'll see, and then it will be a very longer line for all of these thunderstorms. And this still we need to keep an eye on all of these threads for these tornadoes in case there's a very big one in your neighborhood. So far, just not much. Just we need to keep on this little storm. So far, it's a little bit weakening, but there's still a chance for this hawk to get a little bit stronger. Let me just see if there's any like a debris ball. So far, there's not much debris ball, but we need to keep an eye on it. Okay, for that threat. So far, just nothing a little bit quietness, but we need to keep on still that area for any case there's any other thunderstorms or tornado warnings and head towards your area. Because very soon will be the next update for it moves to that area. Now we'll see if anything will change or not. We'll see very soon. There's so much what is going on all these threads. There's a little bit much more than that little hawk. There's a little bit much more will pushing away to see how much will impacted in your region is. We need to sort it out. What is going on all of these storms? Just so far, just not much. Just waiting for this little update to see what is happening still. What is going on right now. But there will be much more than that for tornadoes. Just take a little while to get this running, but it is way to keep an eye on all of these storms. Yep, that area. We need to keep an eye on. Yep, so much we need to keep an eye on all of these storms. So far, that hook does barely any move, but it's still there. With that little bit, the wind go back and forth to see what is going on that area. We need to keep an eye out for anything, what is going on more about it, for all these storms, and much more to that. Because we need to keep on all of these storms could be much more stronger than that area. Because over the other area, still not much else what is going on, but we could talk why this is so much separate than other areas, because there's so much more than that. Like there's so much, like the cloud temperatures, but actually much more impacted than that area. It is just so much more than that. That's why we need to keep eye on for that area, for that region, because there's so much more than that. Because so much there's more than that area. Because there could be another chance for more tornado warnings. Now that little one start to a little bit rotating, because that's why it's just got a little bit rotation on that area. But we need to keep on all of these storms going to get a little bit stronger, because the front, that's why it's causing all of these storms much stronger. Because you can see this upper low brings so much fuel for these storms. That's why it's happening on this area. Because this why I want to let you know what is happening all of these storms. Because there's a little bit rotation, because this will be the very soon could be still going rotation mode or not. So far there's not much else. Let me just get, there's much more than that. For all these tornado watch, and also what is going on all of this area. There's like more chance for tornadoes will be F2 and plus. That's why we to make this live streaming, let you know what is going on right now. You can see some areas are actually a tornado warning, and some areas actually large thunderstorms. Yes, that's why we need to keep an eye on all of these storms watch. This why this will be a big chance for this supercell gonna be a strong one or not. That's why we need to keep an eye on all of these threats for these storms. Because there's only so far only one, but it's still moving that way. That area we need to put it there and take a little shelter that area in your area. But do you think there's any little bit coming your way? You need to take like a shelter. Because there's will be much more energy for all of these strong thunderstorms. So far, there's a little bit weakening. That's why it is a little bit, but a little bit dissipating. That's why in case there's any other thunderstorms in your area for this region. So far, there's not much will be quiet. But we need to keep an eye on all of these storms out of nowhere will be very strong and a very tightening rotation. And in some areas, there's lots of little thunderstorms. There's lots of things happening right now because there's so much more than that for these little storms cellar because that region because there's so much more than that area. That's why you need to keep on all of these storms in case we'll be here. That's why. Because that's why we need to keep an eye on in all of these directions in case any rotation movement for this area. That's why you need to keep an eye on all of these areas for this cellular thunderstorms. Because this red area shows lots of bigger, but I want to show you, see these taller clouds, that's why these are very huge area. But we need to keep on digger to get a little bit smaller for all these storming grants for it. So far, we need to keep an eye on it. Because that's why we need to keep an eye on all of these threats for the storming region. Because this could be headed towards your area in case there's much more than that. So far, there's nothing major movement. There's a little bit, but it's still a little bit weakening. But some areas could get stronger than other areas. That's why I just want to show you what is going on all of these storms. Because there will be chance for having major tornadoes and other areas have not having major tornadoes. Because this could be last for a while for these storms gonna be cooling down. Because we keep an eye on all of these storms. Because there's so much more than that. Cellular thunderstorms, so much detailier than that. There's little things are still easily changing for these storms. But it takes a little while, but it's getting a little bit closer to the margin region. That's why I'm still here waiting until the end of marginal region. That's why I'm just keep on a little bit longer to see any much more danger threats for all these region. That's why we need to keep an eye on. There's so much more than that for that threats. because so much details for these storming threats for to get much more people keep on all of this area in case you know when you're going to get hit by the tornado or get any thunderstorms. That's why I'm here to let you know when your thunderstorm going to hit your area. That's why over here so far there's not much, not yet, but it's still there. There's stress still there for storms. Like all that area is still moving around because so much detailier than that, a little bit thunderstorms, then so much like hail and lightning, so much we need to keep an eye on. All of these little threats could be much more major than that. Because it's a little bit quiet right now, but very soon, a little bit marginal risk. Very soon, storms still will be in the risk for those thunderstorms. So far, not much until when we get it. So far, all these storms could be in your area any minute so far up like that. See if there's any much more all of these stormings still going on right now. Just my area is so much impinging on you to see what is going on. But it's just hard for me. Oh, there's another tornado warning area still there. There's a little bit thunderstorm in that area for like this warning, and I just tell you that region will get much more threats for tornadoes. You in like particular city, and there's a tornado warning in that area. Like to know what is going on. About there's still saying about this warning in that area still, but that's why we need to keep an eye on all of this area. But it's so much more than that to see what is happening. Just to get much more people know what is going on this area, because still a little bit of rotation. That's why there's storm predicting. There's a little rotating still depending on all of these little cells to let you know what is going on the next tornado warning will be. But it's still that little area nearby the zero risk, but it's just not nearby the moderate risk, but will be the eventually will be the inside of that moderate risk for that producing any tornadoes. So far to descending under this stormy threat for these much more dangerous tornadoes region. You can see there's a little buildings. Very soon you can see it. See these large buildings? That's why there's much more than that. Buildings protecting your area, but actually those buildings are producing weakness by tornadoes so much more than that. What is going on? Because so much more than that, because so much going on right now, because there's threats for more tornadoes. That's why I'm still video or live stream right now for all the case there's more than that little tornado warning. That's why I'm here still to let you know what is going on right now. to see it working on all these cellular thunderstorms. So much more than that to see what is happening. So far, just not much, but it's virtually a little bit much more severe additional for all these little cellular thunderstorms still up there testing for all of these little cellular in case there's much more than that to be a major tornado outbreak, but so far it's not there yet. Just a little bit marginal risk. That means a little bit less higher than high risk. But so far, that's a little tornado warning. Oh, new one. Just caught my attention in my eye about all of these little thunderstorms. But there's a new tornado warning. Victorville or Victorville or this area have lots of, like summary wanna have lots of little bit tornado warning in that area. That's why there's much more than that to keep eye on. All of these storms to keep eye on in case there's much more than that area. So far, maybe to get good eye on this storm because there's so much more than that area. So far, all of these little buildings in that area still got the tornado warning, but when you keep eye on this area, because there's one, because so far it's just at 47 p.m. That's where it went got the tornado warning. That's why we need to keep eye on in case there's more than that for this area for these thunderstorms in case there's going to be much more severe than others. That's why I need to keep an eye on other tornado warnings. Sometimes I got a little bit distracted like that, but there's other ones we need to keep an eye on for all these storms could be much more dangerous than other areas. That's why I'm here to let you know what is going to be the risk or what is going on right now. But so far it's a little bit quiet for the thunderstorm warnings. That's all. That's why it's very nice to see what is happening on all of these storms will be a little bit much more dangerous than others area. That's why I need to keep eye on all of this area for it to get much risk for this region because there's a chance still for that risk turn into very volatile cellular. So far, there's not much yet, but when we get a little bit deeper, we can easily tell you there's so much more than those thunderstorms. Could be a little bit any rotation to others areas inside this thunderstorm and also inside the hailstorm or the tornado threat. So far, it just barely move. But we need to keep an eye on all of this area. Back to like the satellite tornado, show you there's much more than that. To see any much more to depth what is happening in other streams. But I want to also try to do the same. That's why I'm over here to let you know what is going on all of these threats. Because it will be much more interesting really what is going to happen when it will hit a major area for this tornado threat. So far we'll get a little bit closer to the marginal area. So far these storms could get a little bit closer to the marginal area in case this region is going to get hit in that area for these thunderstorms. That's why I'm over here to see what is going on. All of these cellular thunderstorms. That's why I'm also very interested happening in these cellular thunderstorms. That's why I'm over course to looking at any of these little other cellular cells thunderstorms. But so far, just a little hail reports. Not much. A little bit of flooding. Actually, yeah, some areas. Just not much. Just waiting until the next day to let you know what is going on by it. But these are still happening during these storms still up there. There's much more risk when it's going to get closer to the marginal region, because it's still, as today, still get a little bit closer than that to be a very dangerous region. So far, there's little areas going to fall into marginal risk, but there's a little bit more than that. There will be much more death for all of these storms. Because that's why I'm over here to let you know for the fact about all of these storms still could be still happening. That's why I'm over here. There's still will be a little bit more than that, but there's another little thunderstorm risk. But we need to keep on the Texas region in case there's much more deaths than that. What I need for you guys to like there's any more people attention to get this information, because this will be helpful to get more people to interesting what is going on my contact, to get more people interested on this live stream, because it's extremely important to know what is going on all of these. But it's a fact, but this will be still continuing. Just waiting for another area. There's so much more than that. Storms still blowing up out there, because the temperature still wanted that storm to grow. Still, there's only 2 warnings so far in Texas, but there's lots of damage when so far I need these little cellular could be much more bigger than other areas. That's why I need to keep an eye on in case there's more than that, enough for reducing any of these storms. So far, there's a little bit quietness. Yep. There's still, we keep on all of these threats. It's really hard to tell when a storm's going to get by very soon. That's what I mean will be the storm so far and on this mode right now. There's some like this, very soon it's just gonna be long line for evening for tonight. That's why in case there's any more of these storms turn into tornado-wise, that means there could be more than one tornado warning. So far, just two. That's it. So far. Yep, but still want to keep eye on in case there's any more of these tornadoes turn to tornado warning. I think this could be virtual a little bit, I think, but I don't know it will be very soon. But I need to keep on in case there will be more than these tornado warnings. So far, just a little bit of quietness. Just waiting for the next scan. To see what is going on for this area. Oh. Yep. So far it's just moving that way. In the Bakersville, very soon you're going to get tornado warning. But my throat want me to a little bit quiet, but I want to let you know what is going on. Because there's so much more than that to it in case there's more than one tornado warning. Because we keep on, this area will be eventually turning to tornado warning. This will be another little area going to get a little bit closer, will be to major area around like 6:30. Some areas around, but actually like 4:30. That will be it. That's why I'm over here to see what is going on. So far, only 2 tornado warnings. But this is so far as I think I can do just by myself. But this will be extreme